What up, REVB fam? This week's bonus podcast is a recording of the Real Estate Video Blueprint Marketing Mastermind that happens every single Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to join us on a future mastermind, please do. This week, we talk about all things local content and AI leverage in order to generate more leads and convert more business using short form content with Bill Olson and Josh Rogers. Tune in and let me know what you think.
Let's go.
Oh, Timmy, what's up, buddy?
Well, hello there.
Hello
Rev
there,
fan.
friend. Hello
Great to see
there.
everybody.
Happy Monday. All right, so today we are going to do a deep dive into the breakout that Bill and Josh and I did at Rise. So drop
Is
a one.
Josh here?
Is Josh not here?
Kelly, where's Josh?
I'm on it. I'll hop on it.
We just talked to him 10 minutes ago.
Drop
got
a
Kelly here.
yeah, we've got the brains and the beauty of the group. I don't really know what Josh brings to the table other than his hair, and he didn't do it today. So drop a 1 in the chat if you were at Rise. Drop a 2 in the chat if you were not. 1 in the chat if you were at Rise. 2 in the chat if you were not. All right, we got a good mix. Decent amount of ones.
Anybody else like me and couldn't get into the breakout?
I actually told them to tell you that it was full, even though it wasn't.
Yeah, I was going up. I was like, yeah, but I know her. Like, I know them. This is, nothing. Couldn't get in. Jamie, it was sold out,
If you're not
Also,
early, you're late.
If you weren't at Rise, Jamie handed me 3 pickleball defeats in a row. Me and Pratesh were playing him and Brad, and they just smoked us 3 games in a row. So, and Katie, it's just a little pre-banter. All right, it's 101. We got to give the realtors a minute or two to get in before we dive right in. But now we can dive in.
Can we dive now? Are we diving?
Yes.
Is Josh here?
Dive.
All right.
Maybe he's talking to a client. Maybe he has a real estate transaction that's going on. Okay.
Well,
Maybe he's
I think-
mad that you hung up on him 10 minutes ago.
Oh, she does that.
I was done talking.
If Kelly's here, we don't need Josh.
All right.
Back.
All right.
Damn.
Good stuff.
Another I don't know, Austin, are you on the team or are you just an agent in St. Augustine?
Yeah, I've been with Josh for 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Not quite as long as Kelly, but
Yeah, okay. I was like,
I can do my best.
how is it the agents in the market also know? But okay, you're on the team. So cool.
Nice.
All right. So we're going to go through like our slides and go a little bit more in depth on the things really fast. And then we'll hop into like questions, conversation. I see some familiar faces on here that are doing similar content. So I'd love for this to be like an open discussion, but we wanted to do a quick deeper dive into some of the stuff. If you guys aren't familiar with the type of content that we create or, how to do green screen content, we have a whole guide on how to do so here on our website. So if you go to realestatevideoblueprint.com, you can download the guide on how to create this content. Okay. So again, we're not going to go through how to do it right now. But we're going to go get started. So as far as strategy, we're not going to talk about that today. We are just going to talk about the leverage and conversion. I don't know why this is not. All right. So no strategy today. Just leverage and conversion.
We had over 200 people here, Katie. Look at that.
That's wild. Yeah. That's more than we had in our breakout room. Actually,
I will say, Katie, if
we have fire code yet?
If we have 200 people on here, there's a good chance some of them don't know the whole strategy. So we should probably just recap. If you're new here, we're talking about the local news strategy that so many of our agents have been very successful with, as far as putting out that local news content in building a local audience with that.
All right. Well, do you want me to share the video and go over it really fast?
Give them one video. I have a good
2-minute video that I can share.
Okay. Yeah. Give us one good local news video example.
No, this is a really good one.
Okay.
Josh is here.
Houston, Jacksonville,
Charleston,
Sugar Land, Duval County is
Charleston,
Houston, Jacksonville,
Fort Bend County,
Jacksonville,
Charleston,
downtown Jacksonville,
Houston. Charleston International Airport just added nonstop flights to Bermuda.
So starting on April 19th, Bermuda Air will be flying a Saturday-only flight from Charleston to Bermuda's LF Wade Airport. The flight leaves Charleston at 5:30 p.m. and arrives at 7:40, and return flights arrive back in Charleston at 4:45. That means the Pink Sands and Blue Waters are only 2 hours away. And the best part is this is not a seasonal flight, and it will be year-round.
Hey, drop a one in the chat if you guys are waiting for like the beatboxing remix.
And we can probably expect to see many more in the next few years as the airport expands. So tag the person below in the comments who you want to take your next trip to Bermuda with.
What if I told you Duval County is getting its very first lagoon community? That's right. Diamond Springs is coming to Normandy Boulevard on Jacksonville's west side, and it's bringing beach vibes without ever leaving town. Picture 2,700 new homes built by Leonard, D.R. Horton, Dreamfinders, and DRV Homes, all centered around a crystal clear man-made lagoon designed for kayaking, paddleboarding, and soaking up the sun. The first residents could move in by the end of the summer, with the lagoon expected to open to the public in 2027. And yes, it'll have walking trails, sports fields, and resort-style amenities too. It's like a slice of coastal Florida tucked right into the heart of Jax. Who's ready for lagoon life?
Exciting changes are coming to West Houston. A $30 million expansion of the Bel Air Market District on Bel Air Boulevard was just announced, bringing rooftop pickleball court, a rooftop bar and cafe, co-working spaces, fitness studios, and even a green space for families to enjoy. The project will also add a massive 600-space parking garage and 75,000 square feet of...
All right.
Love it. Yes, and that was sped up for those of you who didn't catch that. We just wanted to... Yeah, Katie doesn't actually talk that fast.
I can if I have to, so I have to go through it fast. Okay. That's the idea of the videos, basically local style news break type videos. So in order to do those types of videos, we first find a news article online. We take that news article and we break it down and write a script. Once you have the script, you record the video using a teleprompter. I use Big View. Some people use Captions, teleprompter, lots of different apps out there. Just Google it. There are many out there. Then you edit the video. We use CapCut to do so. Bill did a mobile tutorial and I did a desktop tutorial on how to do it. And then we post it on social. That's the 5-minute
amazing
tutorial.
Slides. Those are really good.
Did I send these to you before we did the thing?
No, I didn't. The first time seeing them. And yeah,
you like
Josh
that?
And Bill and Katie AI look great.
Yeah,
And she spelled my name right, Tim.
Let's not. Why I got to bring up old stuff. Anyways, so let's dive in to the leverage. Let's do this.
All right. So talking a little bit about leverage. So you can use custom GPTs to basically create a script from the news article. The reason why I recommend doing a custom GPT to do this is you want to train this GPT to not say specific words, or to start the video a similar way every time, or use different hooks, or use different language. And so by creating a custom GPT, you can give it the same instructions every single time without having to be like, hey, these are all the instructions and this is how I want you to do it. Right. And so I have a custom GPT that you guys can just use, which is a local news script generator. And I can give you guys the link to it here real quick. But you can also create your own GPT. And so the way that you would create a GPT is basically the easiest one for me is I come in here and I just say, I want to create a custom GPT. Can you help me? And then if you basically tell it what you want to do, it's going to give you the role, the purpose, the tasks, and the order in which everything should happen. And one thing when you're creating custom GPT is if your instructions are too long, you basically want to create PDF instructions on what it should do, or PDF things on what it should do, or words that it shouldn't use. Or so I made one that was a role play GPT for my team. And so we did a buyer one and a seller one and an open house one, but I wanted it to all be in one GPT. And so I made buyer, seller, and open house PDFs on questions and objections and personas and things like that. Right. And so all of this was me asking chat, hey, how do I do this? And give me instructions and what else do you need? And then you can copy that and paste it into a custom GPT. So you don't have to have a programming degree or something to make a custom GPT. Josh, you want to talk about your Fetch GPT?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to share your screen or do you want me to share the slides? You're sharing your screen already. All right. Let's go, brother.
So I'll demonstrate Fetch, and this was a collaborative effort with a lot of people part of this group, which it's so cool.
Well, I'm going to just interrupt you. So before we go on this, I think what happens is a lot of times people have the question of like, how do I find the news? Right. And sourcing the news sometimes it proves to be difficult, right? Like they don't want to go search 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 different websites. And so this is where this comes in. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. If someone does want to source the news, Facebook groups have been helpful for us. And then all the other similar Instagram accounts have been helpful. And then we just track it down. But we wanted to scale and make this a little more automated. So this is Perplexity, which is also like ChatGPT, and you create custom instructions in that. Chat seems like it's gotten a little lazy on us recently, so we're using Perplexity to keep everyone honest. And in my project, Custom GPT, and I'll show you guys my instructions, we just start the entire dance with the word fetch. So before this, I just typed the word fetch. And it said, here are the freshest, most engaging stories in Jacksonville, St. Johns County, St. Augustine for the last 72 hours, ranked for share worthiness and local real estate relevance. So number 1, Publix to anchor downtown. Number 2, St. Augustine outlets. 3, big permit. 4. So give me 5 relevant articles. And then I just, in a quick summary, then I just typed 2 numbers, number 1, number 3, because those are the articles that I'm interested in. And then it automatically said, hey, here's the custom content for the 2 stories. Instagram reel script. So it writes the hook automatically and the script for the Instagram reel. And then it will also give me the Instagram caption along with any tags if you want to include that. And so this will automatically run itself every day and send me an email with the freshest articles and news sources at 8 a.m. in the morning. And just to give you a quick glance, this is my custom GPT that's always a work in progress. But it gives you this, and again, you use chat to help you create instructions for itself. But the core functions, memory and duplication, multiple sources, how to rank them. And then also another thing that we got slapped on the wrist for was plagiarism. And so we created a plagiarism protection, a 3-tier distance that gives us a script that's essentially 3 levels separated from the article itself. That's been helpful for us. But yeah, this has helped. This helped us to rather than like searching all the local news articles online, it just gives us a great launching off point each day that we want to do this.
Well, that's awesome.
And so if you want this custom GPT, you can, and the instructions go to our Rise resources page. From the conference, we dropped in all of the things that we referenced just because like we knew we weren't going to be able to kind of do all of the things.
Yeah, we call that the Holy Grail custom GPT. So all of you guys have access to that. Just follow with whatever Katie's saying and you'll get that exact copy.
No, really, really, really great stuff. So Josh, you've built out the system and the system just churns out videos for you. And so you've worked on that. How much do you keep your hands in it to make sure you like what it's spitting out? Or does maybe Kelly does that? Like, how much are you guys keeping tabs on what's actually getting produced?
It was a lot early on, and now it's loose the more that we've been pushing them out. And you're right to bring up Kelly, because you said I've created the system when in fact Kelly created the system. But we do, I will tell you this, Tim, we have, we're highly leveraging everybody. So for everyone that is the single agent out there, please don't get overwhelmed or checked out for a moment, because Kelly and I did build this ourselves and did everything from the beginning. And then once we saw the machine that could scale, we decided to scale it. But if some of you say, hey, I just want to automate like a video or 3 per week, this will work for you. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated and really overwhelming. Now, Tim, we have our Facebook group, because we generate a lot of leads from our Facebook group. We have 3 ladies that are our Facebook group ambassadors. They're kind of like cheerleaders in the group. We've asked those 3 ladies to consume our reels every day. And if anything is glaringly wrong, like Jacksonville, North Carolina, who knew there was a Jacksonville, North Carolina? They're the first.
Apparently, you did after you made a video.
Austin, you know all of it.
Hey, just so you guys don't know the backstory, Josh has like really automated this process. And so his VA is pulling the scripts, making the videos, using AI, doing all this stuff. And so there's not much quality control. And not that there's not much, that sounded bad, but a video for Jacksonville, North Carolina, some coffee shop ended up on his Jacksonville, Florida page. And yeah, that is kind of funny that happened.
I guess we made a big assumption. All of our content, local real updates, it's all AI avatars. So for anybody that wasn't in the breakout, we posted over 530 videos on Instagram over the past 7 months. They're all robot Josh. We call him Roger. He's a sassy guy. So that's why we're talking about. Guy. Well, thank you, Katie. Well, I thought you were angry at me earlier when you hung up on me on Zoom.
The call was over. The call was done. All right, so we got let's got some questions in the chat. So how many videos are you doing a week? Bill and I do around 1 a day. Josh does how many per day?
For this account, it's 2 a day. Go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry.
Our VA is creating 10 a day.
Yeah.
So the VA creates 10 a day, and then Kelly, are you guys picking the 2 that you like?
No, so we've got a few other channels besides just Jocks with Josh, but to approve it, I've got a spreadsheet. She puts all the articles on there that are potential that would make good content for the channel. I approve the ones that I think would make good content. So she puts everything on there she thinks. I approve what I think. And then from there, she goes and creates the reels and runs the rest of the process.
So you guys are using...
Go ahead.
You guys are using a spreadsheet as a content tracker project board. You're not using like Trello or Monday or something like that?
No. So just for approval for the articles, it's on a Google sheet. And then from that Google sheet, she puts it into Trello and the rest of the machine runs through Trello.
Okay. And then where did you guys find your VA, or where do you source your VAs from?
Upwork.
I like that.
Alan, you're asking the most important question, which we are going to get to. And the answer is yes. But we do have some questions on VAs, and it seems like we've got a handful of those questions. So can you give us like a little bit of info on just how you found your VA, how you manage them, and that fun stuff?
Yeah. So Upwork is where I've had the best success recently finding our VAs. I use ChatGPT to create our job description. I just tell ChatGPT like, hey, this is what I want somebody to do. Will you please like spit out a job description for Upwork, designed for Upwork? Key, I don't put a budget on there. So I just want as many people as possible to apply, and then I can go from there. I also put some examples of our channel, like, hey, this is exactly what I'm going to be wanting you to do. So links to our Instagram so that they can see that editing style and what they'll be doing. I put like a couple questions on there just to answer, like, what have you done like similar to this project? And what's really awesome is when people apply, sometimes they will already do a free sample for me. And if they don't do that automatically, I always ask them like, hey, if I give you, some content, will you please do just like a trial for me so we can see if this would be a fit?
So you guys, can we talk about the little Hunger Games thing?
Yeah, we can.
I want to say this because this seemed to get a big response in the breakout. We pay our VA $3 per video. And so that's from finding the news source, creating the script, creating the avatar, cloning the voice, putting it all together, getting the B-roll, and then posting it on social. From start to finish, it's $3 per reel.
Yeah.
We find Can you say that price again? I want to make sure.
A lot of real estate agents are overpaying VAs. I feel like VAs have kind of gotten a little greedy and also lazy.
Well,
so,
Josh, did you say $30?
$3.
3.00.
Yes.
3
yes.
as
Josh,
in trace.
The other piece,
American dollars. That's incredible.
Ray, we need to have an offline conversation, my man.
The other piece is that you have really dialed in exactly what they need to do, and you've given them a process that I'm sure saves them a bunch of time. So it's $3 a video, but you guys have built the process so well that those videos probably take them 15 minutes, right? And they're up to $12 an hour, which is a great price.
Exactly right.
That's it.
The moment we shifted away from paying them hourly to paying them per result, everyone wins. Kelly and I get the result we want, and they're able to make more money per hour because they're not just burning time for time's sake.
So just real quick before we continue on, because I'm seeing like the same question being dropped in the chat multiple times, as well as So this is being recorded. We will drop it in the Facebook group, which I just dropped the link to, and then we will also drop it into our YouTube page. So you'll be able to access it through both of those places. All right, sorry, continue.
I don't know where
that just killed the conversation.
Okay, so once I've got my finalists,
I think you were talking about how to get your finalists, right? For your
Hunger Games.
Yeah, the Hunger Games. So once I've got it down to 2 finalists, this was totally Josh's idea, you guys. So we do what we call the Hunger Games. I hired 2 people, 2 VAs, and I tell them up front, like, hey, I've got you and we've got somebody else. We're on a trial basis for the next week. And at the end of the week, whoever does, a better job and is a better fit is going to be the one that we bring on to work with us long term. Are you amenable to that? And they're like, yep, we've never had anybody turn it down. So everybody has always been up for the challenge of the Hunger Games. And then at the end of the week, whoever does the better job is the one that gets the job full time.
Love it. That. Yeah, I think the more you can trial out VAs to make sure they're a good fit before you really start working with them is huge.
So
I did that with an editor when I was doing YouTube.
Yeah.
When I needed an editor, I sent the same video. I paid for the first video. I had to pay for it to get edited 3 times. I gave them all the exact same instructions that were a little bit open-ended. And then I selected from that on who followed directions the best.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
Cool. And then I also dropped, just real quick, I also dropped 2 other VA companies. So Candace Decker has a VA company, as does Jeff McGonigal. And so I dropped those 2 in there because I know like Jeff, for their team of like 150, 200 agents, they're running similar plays, but like basically like their agents just upload content and then it all gets edited and sent back. And so they're familiar with similar workflows. Okay, let's get back to the slides.
Now I got one more thing. Because the reason I'm saying this is because I see a lot of people getting caught up on like, how much do you pay the VA? Where do you find the VA? What website am I going to go to? I'm going to click on it and it's magically going to change my life. And I want to hammer back on the fact that Kelly and Josh have nailed down the process. And that's why it works so well with the VAs. You can go find VAs on a bunch of different sites. The key is having the great direction and the great process that allows them to get a video done in 15 minutes, which allows them to take $3 a video. So don't get caught up too much on like what site it's on with the, like it's how dialed in they are on their process.
And that would be great to get any information on how to do that, how to specifically dial down that process.
Well, we're giving you just about everything. Katie, where are we giving it to them?
The resources are on the REVB website at realestatevideoblueprint.com/rise25. As far as how to do all of the things, and all of the ebooks are there, and recordings and videos of how to are all there. All right,
this is awesome, you guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let's go to Bill real quick on Notebook LM. Do you want to share your screen? Do you want to talk about Notebook LM and then you can share your screen, Bill? I can't hear you because I think you're muted. There's a little microphone down in the bottom left-hand corner.
Why did you mute me, Katie?
I did not mute you.
It's first time Zooming.
It is. Okay, let me share this. Okay, can you all see this? My computer's all messed up. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so Notebook LM is, I think, one of the most underutilized AI tools that are out there. It's a notebook. It's Google's note-taking study guides. So I had done this one. This is one I used in the video that's there. So essentially, when you have like ChatGPT and Perplexity, sometimes they inherently just want to like fill in some blanks and they'll try and grab information. This is source-based. So over here, you have your sources that you put in. So I get a lot of my news from public meetings. So city council, county council, all of that. I can put the YouTube video in, and then I can put in their whole presentation. And then I can just start asking it questions over here. So I can do, give me an outline of this meeting. And it'll go through. So while it's formulating that, you also have the studio over here. You can do an audio overview and just make a podcast of this thing with their voices, the video overview. There's reports. If you like mind maps, flashcards, you can even do a quiz on what it all looks like. So here's the outline being formulated just from these two. This was probably like a 3 to 4 hour meeting that it just took us that long to get this full outline, and you can just go through and look at it.
I just want to harp real quick on how powerful this is, because nobody in their sane mind wants to sit through the architectural review and approval meeting in Charleston. But
no,
there are plenty of people. There are plenty of people that want to know what is going on in these meetings. And so this is huge because nobody in your local market is doing this.
So Notebook LM
right.
is $20 a month, but if you have a Google Workspace email, it's free, right?
It's free even without it. You're just limited to the number of sources you can upload per notebook.
Oh.
But it's still like 10, which is a lot of stuff to put in. And if you have Workspace or you pay for the whole Google thing, you can upload up to 300 sources into one notebook.
I was just thinking,
compile all of that information. But no, it is free. Go to notebooklm .google.com and just sign in
Notebook
with
LM
your
and it'll
email.
send you there. I was thinking that it could be cool to like take every single YouTube video of every single podcast we've done, and like then you could have like a
Katie, it's funny you should mention that, Katie, because I just did this. So Brad Armstrong was one of the first videos that popped up on the REVB YouTube channel.
I know him.
Yeah, me too. And so I created a notebook. I just put the link to you go add, you go, website, YouTube video, text, a file, Google Drive. See, I have 300 I can put in. And now I have that whole thing.
Can you type in here, like, how does Brad Armstrong lead generate from his content? Could that be a question you ask? It's funny because if you listen to the podcast, he doesn't do a great job of it. And we like coached him on the podcast.
Let's see what it says. But yes, I just created this. So this call, guys, when you get this call, put it into Notebook LM. And this is how you'll get all of your notes and everything.
Like, that's wild.
That one question.
Like, if you were at Rise and you were like, I think I mentioned this when we were on stage, like if you were at Rise and you like do a voice recording of like all of the things, or you have flawed and like you never listen to that shit again. Like a great thing to do is to take all of those recordings, drop them into a notebook in Notebook LM, and then you can like go in and ask questions from like every conference you go to. Hey, what did Tim Macy say about this? What did Bill Olson say about that kind of thing? So just something to think about as you're going to conferences and like recording all of these talks to never listen to them again.
And any PDF handouts, like add it all in there and it'll pull from everything. You can ask it like, what are the 5 biggest takeaways if I want to do this? And it will list the 5 biggest takeaways. You don't have to go and listen to a 4-hour meeting to get this done. So I can go through 16 different municipalities, counties, cities, whatever, and their meetings that they have every day and see exactly what they talked about in under an hour if they all had a meeting the night before.
So a couple things. I like everything that we're talking about for finding the right topics and getting these videos made, because I have looked at a lot of your pages with you on Zoom calls to try to figure out why some of our channels aren't taking off and getting the traction. And it's usually because of the topics that we're covering are topics people don't care enough about. And then there's some structure stuff and there's some stuff there. So what Bill's talking about right now is a great way to find topics that I think people really care about in putting these processes together to find the right topics. But I do, Katie, I think it'd be a good time to transition into the fact that, okay, you make these videos, you build this big audience, Bill walks around Charleston and everybody knows who he is, all the fun stuff. Can we get into converting?
If you're looking for more REVB knowledge, then join the free Real Estate Video Blueprint Facebook community. It's where hundreds of agents share ideas, wins, and behind the scenes strategies to grow their business with video. So whether you're just getting started or you're scaling your content machine, you'll find the support and accountability you need. Head over to realestatevideoblueprint.com and you'll find the link to join the Facebook group.
Can we get into converting? Can we get into how
Tim.
I know.
It's like you knew what the slides were, even though you weren't at our breakout.
I know that a lot of our agents are doing well building the audience and aren't converting. And so I want to dive into what you guys are doing to take this audience and turn them into clients.
Okay. So first, I'm trying to pull my Plod referral code because if you guys are going to do this, I want to make like 7 cents off of you. So let me just see if I can send.
It's at least 15 cents, Katie. Don't sell yourself short.
Bill already sent me his.
Okay.
Bill's too quick.
It's thanks to Katie because I did get it from her. It's probably like I would trade just about any piece of tech I have for it.
Wow. I would trade any piece of tech.
I can record
for wait. I would trade you for any piece of tech. Wait, what?
Hey,
okay, let's talk about conversion.
Wait, no, real quick.
Can we keep that clip?
Can we drop a 5 in the chat for Rick Gonzalez to start converting because he said he's waiting until 10K followers to start like asking for business. That's what he said. He's waiting to hit 10. That's a true fact, right, Rick?
You know what's really fun is when we record a REVB podcast with someone who's like creating a lot of content and then it becomes a coaching session and they just leave and they're like, that was the worst hour of my life.
Yeah, we don't have many repeat guests for that reason. But Rick, are we converting yet? What are we doing?
Well, we posted our story yesterday, thanks to Bill. So we've started. We're not waiting. We started.
Okay, good. We're no longer waiting. I love it. We're excited to see what happens.
The bullying.
I wish I would have started earlier, Rick. I only waited because I didn't know what to do.
Yep.
Because it grew so fast. It's like I'll figure this out later. So don't make my mistake. Just start now.
Totally agree.
You're not helping.
Bullying is our love language. That's
yeah. If Tim knows anything, it's getting bullied. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk conversion. So
hurt people. Sorry, maybe too. Okay, go ahead. Let's talk about conversion.
That was soft. That was soft, Tim. But never mind.
We're locked in. We're focused, right, Marty? We are ready.
I'm focused, man.
Talk about conversion.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to the right slide. I was effing around, and now you guys are finding.
Now you're finding out.
No. I'm just going to share it so
I'm
that
hanging in the chat. The party's in the chat.
Yeah, well, let's just take it down a notch, guys. All right, conversion. Let's talk about making money. All conversion happens in
conversation.
Thanks, Billy. All right.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about this. So the best way to start conversation on social, on Instagram specifically, is through stories, right? Because people can then vote on your stories or engage with your stories, and then you can create conversation from those votes and from those DMs. Drop a 7 in the chat if you've linked your TikTok to ManyChat, because I know it's something that just started. Anyone? Kelly? Not yet. All right, so 2 people, 3 people. I think that there's a lot of opportunity there, right? Especially because not everyone is doing it. It literally just launched. So story polls on Instagram is what we're going to focus on today. I think that they're a great way to create conversation. Locals only stuff is like easy stuff that's funny, that's not real estate related, that people are going to want to vote on. So here's one that I did. If you were moving to Houston, would you want to be closest to Walmart, Target, HEB, and or Costco, right? Because if you're from Texas or have ever been to Texas, everyone wants HEB. Everyone loves HEB. Josh, what are a few that you've done?
I don't even know what HEB is. What people here ask for it. A few fun local ones is if Jacksonville were an alcoholic drink, what would it be? And this is just for engagement. We need to teach and train our audience to engage with us. And the reason the story polls work is everyone wants to see the results. And the only way you can see the result is if you vote yourself. And Kelly, do you remember what the overwhelming response was if Jacksonville was an alcoholic drink? What was it? Natty Light?
It was like Bush Light.
Yeah, we're proud of that too, by the way.
I wish we would have put Natty Light on there, but I think it was like Bush Light.
But I think
initially you're like, what in the world does this have to do with real estate? Well, we're just training the audience. We're getting them familiar and comfortable to engage with us. And then you go for more of a right hook story poll. And Katie, I think you have the next slide. Teeing you up.
Just waiting on the clicks.
There you go, Bill. Take it
away. Click, Billy.
So once you kind of like you're building that trust, now when you do a real estate poll, you've got that trust built, but then you also get more reach. Before I was doing this, I would like any story I put up, like if it hit 3 figures, like if it broke 100 people seeing it, I thought I was like the best. Like that was where my bar was. And now if I don't have at least 100 people respond to my polls, like that's where the bar has gone. So when you do this, you've built that trust, and now you've got people literally raising their hand just by clicking on a poll. And now you get to I sent 188 DMs during the football game last night from one story poll, which I'll share with you guys shortly.
That's
I did tease it in the group.
I like that one.
Hey Bill, are you manually going out and DMing every single person? Or
yes,
from a poll? Yeah. I don't think ManyChat does poll responses.
And here's my thing on that. Bill will get how many poll responses are you getting?
I did 188 DMs last night.
And I know that there's people on here that are like, oh my God, like what? Like those are leads. Like if you got 188 Zillow leads, would you try to ManyChat it, or would you make it your top priority to actually message and interact with those people yourself? And so I think we could do a lot of things with automation. Like Josh is automating the creation. He's automating the posting. He's automating everything else. So hopefully he can actually, or Kelly can actually engage with people when it matters, when they're raising their hand and they're ready to do business. And so embrace the polls because it's an opportunity for conversation.
All right, going through.
And I do copy and paste like the response. Yeah. So it's not like I'm not typing every single one. It's copy and paste. Like I sat there, copy, paste, send, copy, paste, send, copy, paste, send. But a different response.
Yeah, so you need to edit it slightly. A wee bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's one talking about Zillow's estimates. I just dropped, Austin asked like where you find that Zillow's estimates are incorrect. It's literally on Zillow's website. How often do you scroll or check Zillow? I love this one. A lot of agents have used this and have created a ton of engagement on this one.
Such a good one.
Would you build a new house? It's fun. And then these are a little bit more real estate related. Bill posted this one. He still has space to onboard 2 to 3 new real estate clients, must enjoy touring homes and judging other people's decorating choices. Are you buying, selling, or you just like to judge people?
I love this one. He's building scarcity at the top. He's making people laugh and be relatable. Because when you build scarcity, it's almost like, I don't know. But then you're like, oh, this guy's funny. And then, yeah, you are ready to engage with that poll. I love this poll.
But with that...
Hey, something with this poll that's really great too that helps us if y'all are worrying about scale and having to send so many DMs. That one really narrowed down the hand raisers. So like all the people who are like, oh, I don't care, that last option, well, I'm not going to message them because they're obviously not a hand raiser. So there's much fewer that Bill will need to send because those people identified themselves as in the market.
Now, I will respond to those people last just to like say, hey, thanks for voting or something funny. They're my last priority, but I do try and just send them that DM like, hey, I'm a real person. Like a lot of the responses I get from those are like, oh, wow, like I didn't even think that you would see this or even respond to it. And like you get to give people that cool feeling because they watch you every day. Like, oh, he actually DM'd me? Like, that's pretty sweet.
I don't know why Tim is on the cover of this ebook, but we have the REVB conversation framework, how to generate business from social media in the DMs.
I was going to defend myself, but I had nothing to do with this book. You wrote the whole thing. So, yeah.
And so that's on the REVB website. So just to kind of break down how you do this and some things that I like about this, you can use a still image or a video behind the poll. Doesn't really matter. Josh has used pictures of himself. I like when you use something that is like quintessential or like just it is your city, right? So if that's like the bridge in Charleston or Rainbow Road or like something that's like very recognizable to someone that lives in your city or town, right? Using that as the background, I think is a good thing. Adding in some music is sometimes a good thing as well, right? Like trending music, just to have some music behind there. If someone's listening with sound on, maybe it's more exciting. And then having the poll answers, again, Bill adds in a throwaway just as like an additional one so that more people will vote on it and it creates more engagement. But you would have different poll answers there. And if you don't know how to
what piece, go ahead.
So my goal with these, like, so because people always ask, like, well, what do you do once they DM? I start the conversation in DM. Once I feel like it's at a point where I can get it out of DMs, that's my next goal. My goal isn't to sell them in the DMs, it's to get them out of DMs, but you can't jump right into that. Like, you need to ease your way into that part. And my usual go-to line is once it gets to there, I'm like, hey, do you mind if we take this to email or text? Because I do get a lot of DMs and I don't want this conversation to get buried or lost. And that is the easiest way. And they're like, oh, sure. Like, and I'm like, okay, what do you prefer? Like email, text? Sometimes they just give me both. They're like, whichever one you want. And now I've got them out of DM and they're easier to keep track of. But if I don't think they're ever going to get to the point where, like, if it gets lost, I don't care. Like, I'm not wasting my time to bring them out of DMs right then.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rick Lee basically he just started using ManyChat for a few automations, but he has his where it's like, DM me the word. And then he personally responds and his like message is like, hey, awesome. That's so great. Like, looking forward to talking to you about your move. Let's hop on a call. Do you have time today? Like, that's his response basically on almost every DM is like, okay, cool. Love that you have interest. Like, let's get on a call. Right. Because he's getting like 60 to 70 DMs on some of his stuff. And so he just is like, I'm going to cut through the BS. And I think Bella said something similar on a call a few weeks back. Like, she's just like, unless you're going to go through the process that I'm giving you, like, I'm not going to like work with you, And so Rick's thing is basically just like, hey, let's hop on a call. So like, don't overthink like, well, how many DMs should I send them before I ask them if I can have their phone number or do the thing? Like, have a process and work it and tweak it along the way. Right.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be different for each poll depending on what it is and how they reach out. Like, if they DM you buy and they like, that says like, hey, I want to buy a house, then like you can go directly out of DMs for that. But if you're responding to a poll, I think you need to ease it in just a little, at least one or two DMs. Like, slide into their DMs first before you get all intimate.
Real quick on the polls. And again, just going to give Rick a hard time, and I know other people kind of feel the same way too. Like, the polls are an opportunity for conversation. They just help grow your audience. Like, it is not going to hurt your audience to do some really local fun poll. It's going to create more engagement with the audience that you have. And if the audience that you have is engaging more, it's going to help grow your audience. And so don't hesitate on running these local polls to start getting engagement on your stories. Do it now. It's going to help you grow your audience. What we've seen is Bill posts some funny local poll, they vote on it, and he responds to it, right? So if Katie did the grocery store poll, she's like, I love HEB too, or whatever, and she's just figuring out a response to all these different things. It's going to make them more likely to respond to your next poll. It's also going to make your next piece of content more likely to show up in their feed. The more conversations you're having with people in DMs, the more likely your content is to show up in their feed when you post. And so stop waiting is all I'm saying. Use polls to create conversation. The sooner, the better.
So Amanda just put in the chat, Bella and Ghana, I see your hands up. Amanda just put the poll, ManyChat needs to let you tag people for their responses on polls. So you can actually go into your story archive days, weeks, months later and re-DM those same people. And so Truth, I did a talk on this on another call, but basically Truth went back and DM people. So he did one where it's like, hey, property coming soon for a new listing. Everyone could do this today. If you have a new listing coming soon, right? Property coming soon. Do you want information on this house? Say one person voted, 5 people voted, or 100. He then went back when that property went under contract to that same poll and said, hey, Austin, thanks so much for voting on my poll a few weeks back. This property actually went under contract, but there are still more homes available in Stone Oak. Are you still looking to maybe buy? Like, talk about freaking good lead gen. These people have already raised their hand. He's going back to that poll weeks later to be like, yo, this one went under contract, but I can still help you, right? Like, most of us are like, I just wish I had more buyers and sellers. Do something like this and then continue to follow up with those people. All right, Bella, what do you got, girl?
Okay, so when it comes to conversations, I've said this before, but it's a really good way to think about it. I think a lot of agents overthink the DMs, but you want to treat it like as if you're having a virtual open house with someone and like having it where it's like you're having a conversation with the person. And then with the DMs, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that sometimes when agents are using ManyChat a little bit too much and trying to automate everything, it's less personable and you get less responses. So when people are like, oh my God, there's 100 something people. Yeah, it's a lot, but go ahead and consider that your daily conversations that you're supposed to hit anyways, because you're trying to prospect. And then there's different ways. Like you can, if you feel like you have an overwhelming amount of conversations, then what you can do is for those warmer leads, you can actually on Instagram in the DMs, you can tag them. So you can like, if you open up on your phone, Katie probably will show you, you can actually tag a lead and name it lead, or you could say like booked conversation or whatever it may be. And I agree with Bill, like at some point you've just gotta, you can't talk to someone for more than 2 days. I feel like that's already pushing it. You want to offer up the consultation at that point, depending on their timeline. I don't know if you can show them, but this really helps when you have too many conversations going on. This is probably one of the most important things. If you go to the DM.
Katie, you're muted.
Can you guys see my phone screen?
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, can someone give me positive reinforcement here? Okay. So if we come in here, you tap the 3 little dots in the top right-hand corner, 3 little lines, and you come to archive, which is the second thing. In here, you can see all of the stories that you've posted. And so if you have a poll or you have something, and I don't really do polls on this account. I do them on Houston Unlocked, so I should be on my other account. But if I had a poll, this is a bad one here. Let me switch over.
I have mine up, Katie, if you want me to show it.
I'm almost there. All right, so I've got like this one. I can come in here and re-go to all of these people and DM them.
But Katie, click on account, click a random person right there. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Click on one person, go to their DMs, like pretend you're messaging them.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry guys. It's like this is the first time I've done this. I click on message.
You're so message, yes, perfect. Okay, cool. So you see that like little flag thing on the top right? Click on that. Wait, why is it not? Yours is not showing what mine shows. Okay, well, regardless, there is a feature on Instagram that allows you to just tag the person. So you can say like it's either booked or lead or flagged or something. So that way you know to go back and follow up with that person. And that's only if you have an overwhelming like amount of people that you're having conversations with.
Well, if you don't have an overwhelming amount of conversations or people that you're having conversations with, something else that you can do that I do a lot of is like say this Sonia was a person I wanted to follow up with. You can just pin that message to the top to make sure that you come back to it. So like, I think, Bill is like, oh, if I don't get over 100 freaking votes on a thing and I don't have to send out 700 messages, like I feel like a failure. Like if that makes everyone else feel like shit, Bill, first of all, but like if you
listen, I'm just saying where I came from to where I am. It only takes one person, guys. But it only takes one conversation.
But here's the thing.
That's also exactly how he sounds too.
But here's the thing, right? Is even if 7 people DM you, those are 7 leads that you didn't have this morning, right? If one person votes, that's 1 lead that you didn't have this morning. So don't get discouraged when only 1 person votes on your poll. Like freaking follow up with them and treat them as if they want to buy or sell real estate. And so you can bookmark them or pin them to your things so that you don't forget to follow up with them or don't forget to have that conversation with them. All right. I don't know. I'm drank a lot of caffeine today. Gagan, what do you got, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is an amazing call. This is a question to my favorite person here, Josh Rogers. Hey, what's up, buddy? So does Perplexity also? Sorry, Ray, we barely know each other.
Bill, it's good to know where you stand. Just
anyways,
so, you know.
Can I ask my question? Thanks, Jennifer. So, anyways, my question is: does Perplexity only find sources that are free, or would it also do something like the Business Journal as well?
That's a great question. I'm going to defer to Kelly and Melody on that one.
I'm going to need to defer to our VA.
No, so didn't we talked about this in the thing? So it'll pull the headline and the because normally behind the paywall. So if you go to anywhere like Business Journal or whatever, it'll have the headline and it'll have the first part of the article and then it's blocked, right? So it'll at least pull that.
Right.
And often what happens, at least in Houston, is the Business Journal will then push out their stuff to KHOU, which is like, CBS's newspaper, and so there's shorter articles on other sites. And so I know that if I'm using something like that to like a Google alert or whatever, then I'll get the deeper, like I'll go into the Houston Business Journal to read the full story to make sure like I know what's happening kind of thing.
I got you. Thank you.
Okay. Who here feels as if they could use a kick in the ass to make more content? Does anyone feel that way?
All right.
Drop a 9 in the chat if that's you. All right, I'm gonna kick your asses, guys. No, I'm kidding. Josh, you want to talk a little bit about your idea?
Yeah, well, I think we're officially claiming it's the REVB Content Challenge through the end of the year. And so the challenge, ladies and gentlemen, is posting a video a day, every day, starting Monday the 17th, which on that REVB call, we're going to go around table and give everybody plenty of ideas of how to streamline your process and come up with these ideas of posting a video a day. It doesn't have to be real estate related, but we want to encourage everyone to come closer together in community, stay focused, and build this muscle and this habit of consistently creating content. Because Tim, you said earlier, some local news channels pop, some don't. And I think in addition to the two reasons you gave, I think consistency is one of the biggest ones. And so when Kelly and I started our local news content, it was a video a day, 7 days a week. And then we bumped it up after we built the machine to 2 videos a day, 7 days a week. Nobody has to go that crazy, but let's just begin to encourage one another and build this habit and this muscle of posting a video a day between Monday the 17th to the end of the year.
All right. So it doesn't have to be news stuff. It can be anything. It can be on whatever platform you want. It can be B-roll style videos like Bella does. It can be on-site reporting like Alyssa does. It can be green screen style videos like we do. It could just be you saying hey to the people that follow you on your journey. It's just freaking shooting a video.
Yes. Could be home tours.
Adam, it could be clips, but I mean,
And here's the other thing. I'd like for you to post them in the REVB group. Now, if we're talking about algorithms and sharing links and all that crap, like you can post the
native video
into REVB. But the piece is like, I want to know what videos you're doing. I want to know how they're doing so we can get feedback on how to make them better. Every post, this was my Sharonism from the week. Like your posts on social media are a test. And I think too many times we post something like Marty's going to post something hoping it goes great. But if we're posting it as a test, we understand that it's either going to succeed or it's going to fail. But the other part of testing something is what? When you test something, you analyze the result. And a lot of our challenge comes in poor analysis because we're in our own little bubble and our own little perspective. And so getting other people's perspective on your content of why it may not be hitting, why it may not be taking off, what other stuff you can be doing. Some of your unlocks to making better content that grow a better audience are going to come from somebody else. And so get in there, post the videos in the group so you can get some of that feedback.
All
right. Joe, what you got, man?
Okay, I can create news stories. I can find the content. I can write it. I can do polls. I probably can convert. It's the middle part that I'm struggling with. I started my HeyGen account. So I want to know how to create my Roger, Josh. How do I use HeyGen to create my Roger? And then how do I bring that AI engine and put it on over graphics in the background. I know that may be simple for some people, but I'm missing that middle layer. Is that something you can we have do we have time to touch on that, or we need to hit another week?
Yeah. So if you go to the resource link that Katie gave, that gives our workflow that may fill in a few gaps for you, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Is that which ebook is that? I have the link up. I was trying to find it on there.
So if you just go to the first link, the resources, realestatevideoblueprint.com/rise25, we have how to edit the videos.
Cool. I didn't find it yet, but I'll find it.
Or just shoot me a message.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, right. Katie.
Marty, what you got, man?
Yeah, so so I do the Josh Rogers, I do it exactly like you do, but I format it like Bill Olson, but it takes like a lot. Like I'm going from HeyGen or 11 Labs to HeyGen to Canva to editing everything on like CapCut. If I were to like systemize it and get away from that format, do you think it would still perform as well? And then also, like, do you have your VA adjusting some of the voice on 11 Labs? Because sometimes when I input the script into 11 Labs, it sounds it sounds crazy, like a crazy thing. Like it's like some is like high pitch, some is like low pitch, some is like backward, sideways, that type of stuff. So are they adjusting that to sound like cohesive all the way through as well? Or are they just like throwing it out there?
If it's glaringly bad, sometimes 11 Labs is a little moody, so I know what you're saying. If it's glaringly bad, they'll reprocess it. And also keep in mind, there's only so many local nuanced words that we have. So anytime it slaughters a local word, then there's a library that you can begin to build out in 11 Labs to say, hey, anytime you say this word, you need to pronounce it this way. And so we do try to get to the root of the problem, Marty, so the system scales.
It also could be, like, as Josh said, 11 Labs is a little moody, but it could be that your input wasn't good enough. So I'm actually redoing my 11 Labs input because I realized that there were some different levels to the audio. So I'm recording a long audio MP3 file that's all through my Shure MV7 in the same tone the entire time.
So you're recording that and putting that, you're putting that into 11 Labs, Katie?
Yeah. Because I think you can do up to 2 hours of audio for your 11 Labs voice.
Yeah, I've put 2 hours in, so maybe I can go back and readjust.
But the thing is there may be some differences in the audio levels that you just didn't realize.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
And real quick too, just to hit on this point, we're talking about growing an audience with the reels about local stuff. You grow your audience in the feed. And then we're talking about converting your audience in stories, in DMs. And I just want to harp on this just a little bit because I do see a lot of people trying to convert in their feed, right? With some post that's trying to sell people, and that can hurt your audience. And so nothing but value, and grow your audience in the feed, build engagement and conversion in the stories. And then one other piece before we get to Misty. I forget. I got to scroll up. Somebody commented, hey, I'm doing polls, but they're not getting any engagement. I'm doing my stories and they're not getting any engagement. Like, know your audience. And that's where I would start. Like, you should know your audience, and you're walking down the street and you see something. You're like, oh my goodness, my audience would eat this up. And that's what you want to post in your story. Get the engagement going in your story by knowing what your audience would engage with. Once you get that, then those polls that are more real estate related start to hit better.
Don't make every poll real estate related.
Yeah.
Hey guys. So as far as like for the videos, the format, I know like Katie likes to do the 3 split screen. There's the people that do the green screen stuff, videos playing in the background, B-roll stuff, like whatever. But everybody kind of has like their own little style of the way they do it, and they stay consistent with that. Do you recommend maybe kind of having a blend of all different styles so it stays dynamic and different, or like find one thing and like everything is templated to like that format?
What do you guys want to take this?
I like one format or 2 or whatever. To me, it's the consistency of what it looks like. but also it helps me just because I edit all my stuff myself. Um, just to pump it out when I need to. It all looks the same. I don't have to worry about anything else. I know it's going to be like this. I can get a video out as quick as possible. But I've also trained my audience to know, like, when you see that, it's me. Like, it's nobody else. Everyone else is copying me if it looks like this because I'm in front of them every day.
If you I say this over and over again on some of the podcasts we shot last week. I think that like once you build an audience with a certain type of content, then once you've earned the trust of that audience, you can adjust your content a little bit more and more. And so a good example is like Tyler Hassman. He did 360 home tours of Calgary homes. And then once he did that, then he could go and do crazy tours and go on private jets and do all this wild shit. But like if he would have done that on day 2, people would have been like, who's this kid trying to, like, what's he trying to prove? But like now he's flying on a private jet. Everyone's like, oh, that's so awesome. I love that for him. Right. And so similar, right? Like Bill, you've done some video, like you did a reaction video the other day, but like if you were doing reaction, green screen, home tour, all this type of stuff, right? Like I think you just need to start with one, get it down, get the process down, and then you can start to experiment once you have a workflow and understand it a little bit better, in my mind.
And Misty, I wouldn't try to reinvent the wheel too much. Like between all the people that have done this successfully, you should be able to find a format that'll work for you. You are trying to figure out what works for your audience. So the font you may be using may be harder to read. Like there's little tweaks like that you want to be thinking about on how to make your content more engaging. But once you start building this audience, kind of to Bill, and I think Katie mentioned it too, people are going to start looking for your content. And if you're a different style every time you're up there, you may lose some people. You want that recognizable format as you start to build an audience, because people will stop the scroll knowing it's one of your videos.
Yeah, it's just hard trying to figure out like what format. I've dabbled in a few different things, kind of trying to mimic what other agents are doing. So yeah, you're right. I'm not trying to like recreate the wheel. It's just, trying to now figure out, I guess, which style like suits us or works for our audience. And that's where I feel like it's difficult because we haven't been doing this for like a lot amount of time. Like we're not seeing tremendous results on anything yet. So it's hard to really gauge on like which direction to go.
I would say it's usually not the format. As long as you can read it, as long as it looks pretty good, it's usually the hooks, it's usually the topics, it's usually the articles that you're covering. And so if the format's good, people can read it and it's not bad, I would spend most of my time focusing on what stuff is going to be engaging for people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thanks.
David, what you got? Katie, we can run over time, right? Do we have a hard stop? Are we going to kick everybody out?
Katie,
no, I got a couple of minutes.
No?
I'll just end it when I'm bored, when I'm done. So, David, you better have a good question.
My good.
Hurry up, David.
So
no pressure.
I completely understand I completely understand this whole process. The only question I have is where are you guys finding like the images or the content to put for like your 3-layer frame, like some easy resources? I know some people just say Google, but I mean, a lot of those images are copyrighted. So it's like,
my 2 cents is to use images that are from like the renderings from the companies, not like the HBJ, Houston Business Journal photographer, right? Because those are definitely copyrighted. So because what happens is like when a new development is happening, the architect or whatever developer will send out these images out with press releases to all of the news places, right? So everyone's posting courtesy of ABC developer. The other thing that you can do is have we'll just continue to add in some other shit to blow people's minds. You can have Nano or VO3 make it a new image or a video. And I put that in the Facebook group to have VO3 make a video from a rendering, which is freaking wild. I think Nano is better than chat. And then Whitney just used what I was going to say is having Canva images as well. So like I just did a video on the airports, right? Because like even if the government reopens, like the airports are still going to be a shit show. And so I just Googled like or in Canva, I searched for like delayed flights and it had a couple images, and I did like, security line busy, and it had some other images. So like depending on the thing, you can also use like more generic images, but like obviously if there's specific stuff, like use more specific stuff. Bill.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Before you kicked everyone off, I promised everyone in the REVB.
Oh, that's right.
That I was going to share.
No.
The story drop.
Do you want me to pull it up? I have it.
You can. Yeah,
okay.
You can.
Pull it up or
So,
talk about it. What did Sharon say?
Another session. Sharon, this guy, Sharon, did this little mastermind in the morning. I think he's going to be big, guys. You should follow him. One of the first things he said was to use this one line in your marketing. It said, I'm looking for 5 people that each want to buy 1 investment property in the next 30 days. Well, if you remember from our breakout session, I have an Instagram client that we have 5 investment properties listed. Now, you don't need to have 5 investment property listed. I know I sent this to Rick and Walt if they're on here. I'd love to see how yours did. But Katie will bring this up. This is the one that I got 188 responses on my poll for. Every single one was a potential lead generation opportunity on here. Verbatim, what Sharon said, I put it there. I put pictures of these houses. You could pull anything off the MLS. But like Tim said, it creates that scarcity. I only need 5 people that just want 1.
And
there's someone.
It's not just scarcity. It's also specificity, right? Like I'm looking for 5 people that each want to buy 1 investment property in the next 30 days. Like that specificity builds the trust that I'm like, oh, that is me. Not 5 people that want to buy an investment property, 1 investment property in the next 30 days. Unbelievable. Yeah, really good stuff.
And then like what I love
I had
about your options.
30 responses so far.
What I love
I just
about
sent the DMs during the game last night.
What I love about your options is like they're all hand raisers. Like I want to buy my own home first. Okay, so you're not actually buying an investment property, you're renovated with a tenant in place or a full renovation. Like you're going to do a flip.
Yep.
These are all answers that a big part of the audience can find an answer for them on, and they're all hand raisers that are good to follow up with. This is a really good one. We got to drop this one in the group.
I was gonna say,
and it was like the first thing that he said in that mastermind. It's literally on the top of my notes. Like, make a story poll the second you get home. And that's what I did.
Clip this, Bill. One thing that I really love about you is that like you always seem to take pretty massive action. You know, like you've pulled over to the side of the road to shoot a video, right? Like you were in Sharon's mastermind. You're like, this is the one thing I'm gonna do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
take something from this call. What's the one thing you're gonna do from this call?
So for those of us that are not creative or clever, I just take Bill's polls. I take a screenshot and I just upload it to chat. And I'm like, make 5 more polls similar to this. So, idea creation is how I really leverage AI, just based off what other people are using.
And
I want to say this again.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
you go.
You go.
These ladies. Okay.
Ladies.
I'm going to say this one more time because I did say this in our breakout. Guys, I'm a solo agent doing this. So like I started kind of small and grew it into this. I know Katie and Josh both have teams, but if it's just you, like don't feel overwhelmed. Just scale it a little bit slower. That's all you need to do. Like just set up your systems and scale it a little bit slower.
And
you
arguably,
can do this.
Bill, you have the most success from this of anyone that's doing this right now.
Oh, thanks, Katie.
No, I'm being like seriously. Like
crushing
you've taken 5 listings with 50 plus more to come potentially, right?
And that's just from one client.
And like you've closed other buyers. Like he'll text me. He like just picked up a $2 million buyer. I'm just like, cool. I'm gonna just go post another poll for another $300,000 house in Houston. Like, great.
Yeah, well, I closed 1.25, and I never saw them face to face until the inspection.
I want to talk to the people that are not getting the story engagements that they'd like to. And I will say, like, polls are not the only way to get engagement. They are the best way to start a conversation. And so if you're looking and Darren's doing his thing and he's just not getting that many story views on his stories, like start finding the things that get you more story views and get more people engaging with your stories. And so I've seen local pages where if you're at the coffee shop, you post that you're at the coffee shop, you tag the coffee shop. Now the coffee shop reshares your story and you're getting more views on your story. So get those views up with stuff that works. Like everybody's stories are different. Katie, anytime you post a picture of the kids, like your story engagement goes up, and it's a different audience, right? Like what do you post on your story that gets your local views up and then start running polls and get engagement?
Stories only show to followers, but stories also people will click on them if they go to your profile. They're like, oh, and then they get curious.
Mm-hmm.
So like it is public, but like people aren't going to go to your story. Like it's not at the top of their little screen.
Yeah, it's not going to grow organically like your reels are that are going to get in front of people that don't follow you. So yeah, good stuff.
So yeah.
And if you have a video pop off, put that in your stories and either add a poll or like one of the little sliders. Like, what do you think of this? Like a little thumbs up that goes back and forth. If it's already doing well, repurpose it into a story with an easy way for someone to engage with it.
And Whitney brings up a great point. She got a buyer because they found her profile and liked one of the stories from that day. Like if you have these reels and they're doing well, people are going to come creep on your profile. And one of the biggest things they're going to do to decide whether or not to follow you is look at your stories, right? And so you're missing an opportunity there too if you're not regularly posting stories on these pages, because if you do have some reel that takes off and a bajillion people see, you're not as likely to get followers if there's no story on your page. All right, cool. I think we are 10 minutes over. Katie, I think you guys have added a ton of value today. So drop a 2 in the chat if you guys are thankful for Bill, Josh, and Katie just dropping so much knowledge on us to help us out.
Tim, I've said this over the past week, over and over and over, that being part of this REVB group and then also going to the past 2 years of the REVB conference has been the ultimate unlock for mine and Kelly's and our team's business. So I'm grateful for you guys for putting this on every Monday. This is the most important mastermind for me. And Beckett, Merrick, we're going to take the whole family to Nashville. What are the dates for the REVB 2026 conference? Like, that's the first one that I booked.
April 8th and 9th.
That's right.
April 8th and 9th.
Dude, we're going to have some fun. I don't know how we're going to top off alpacas in San Antonio, but we're going to have, I don't know. I'm not saying this on the record, but we're probably going to have some animal in Nashville to take pictures with.
That's not you?
No, it may be a Josh Rogers.
My vote is for chinchillas.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, puppies
are they native to Nashville?
I know.
All right. At least it took over an hour for the call to go off the rails. Normally it's like 11 minutes in, but it's 1:11 Central Time. So I'm proud of us, guys.
So for the people that are doing the content challenge, that'll be 40 days of back-to-back videos to build the habit. And Katie, you dropped the link for them to sign up to get on the list. And then we're going to start a Facebook group message. And there's going to be daily banter, success, struggles, and just community in that.
46 people have signed up. So only a small portion of who was on the call today, only about 25%. There is a prize. It starts next Monday. And if you sign up, then maybe you'll freaking hear about it. All right.
And we'll drop the challenge in the Facebook group too, so you guys can catch it there as well.
Will we, Tim? Perfect. Will we?
Yes.
Katie will, not Tim. Katie will. It's not a we. We all know that, but we all love Tim.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Mark your calendar. Real Estate Video Blueprint Live is back. We're taking over Nashville, Tennessee on April 8th and 9th, 2026 for 2 full days of hands-on content creation, marketing strategy, and collaboration with the best agents in the business. If you're serious about using video to grow your personal brand and close more deals, this is the room that you want to be in. Grab your ticket now at realestatevideoblueprint.com, and we'll see you in Nashville.